Capricorn. This is a general reading for the sign of Capricorn. If you have Capricorn anywhere in your birth chart, this reading is for you. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. And look at these major arcana cards coming out for you right from the get-go. That's too many, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Capricorn. Thank you, Spirit. Sign messages for Capricorn. And another Ace of, wow, beautiful things coming in for you. Beautiful things coming in from the muck for the sign of Capricorn. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Capricorn. Also, Capricorn, I did want to take a few moments to talk about that lunar eclipse happening October 14th. That is going to be a super powered eclipse. It's going to be super powered because it is happening during the new moon. And with that combined energy of the eclipse and the new moon, we can expect to receive lots of energy, lots of changes. The universe is creating an environment where we will be able to create an environment not only that we're feeling motivated to create, but compelled to action, compelled to do something. And so if we just think about situations that have arisen in our past that have called us to action or have called us to make change, that's the type of energy that we can be expecting during that week of October 14th. It is a great energy for manifesting. And the foundation, the basis of your reading is the Queen of Swords. Cutting ties, taking your power, sitting in the throne of power. The throne of power. But always think, Capricorn, that the female energy, the divine female energy, is fair and just, with a firm, strong, steady hand, cutting the ties with things that are no longer. If we look closer at that Queen of Swords, we can see that she has taken that sword and she has cut her ties. Whatever was holding her back, whatever was hindering her, she has taken that sword and has cut that. And if we can see how she's holding that sword, she's holding that sword in the perfect upright position where it's perfectly balanced to where she's not going to use it, but if need be, she is ready for action. And it's the driving force behind that is the Ace of Wands, which is a nice gift of strength. Fair and just. Let's see how that Queen of Swords plays into the rest of your reading here, Capricorn. And we start off with this beautiful Sun card. Something I have an interesting story, Capricorn. And so I usually take a walk around a lake here in my area, and the Canadian geese are migrating. And as I was walking around the path of this lake, I was thinking of the death card and how often with the death card, I'll say it just lacks color. And as a death card lacks color, I was thinking of how that compared to a photography class that I once took, where the basis was photographing in black and white. And someone once asked me, why black and white? And color deflects or distracts our eye and distracts our minds from really looking at the object for what it truly is. And so again, going back to the death card, I think that when I say it's colorless or something is lacking color, it is the universe's way of drawing your attention to seeing something for what it really and truly is. And so again, there's something that is lacking. And I'm also going to say, coincidentally enough, as I was thinking of the lack of color, and I was thinking how that relates to photography, I'll be gosh darned if I didn't see a albino Canadian goose, and what a find that is. And I think that that reaffirmed. So I just watched that Canadian goose and how that albino goose related to the other Canadian geese that were swimming with it, and how that Canadian goose did move differently and approach the other geese differently in a way that was less invasive and less forceful. And so when I see this death card here, I think that there is a situation in your public life, in your professional life, in your career, that universe, that spirit is asking you to look closely at and look at the core of its being, look at the core of its nature, and don't be distracted by the color. And approach this situation gingerly. Approach this situation move differently. Move differently. Behave differently. I think that Capricorns by nature are very intuitive and very spiritual beings. And those around us do sense that differentness about us, that uniqueness about us. We are very similar to that albino Canadian goose, where we are controlling our actions differently. And so we do not move like many of those around us. Our approaches to situations are very unique because of our spiritual gift, and because many times those around us can sense there's something different about us, and that something different is our spirituality, that something different is our inner wisdom, and really being connected to the spiritual. And so why it's not always seen, it's something heard or something felt. It's not seen or heard, but it's something felt. And so you may be thinking maybe about investing or in a real estate or a property. Carefully monitor the reactions of those around you. Carefully monitor how your superiors or how people involved in this situation are reacting. You have the divine gift to pick up on, or you have the ability to pick up on the essence of what is really happening here. And it will give you the insight that you need to gain what it is that you seek. Yes, use your intuition. And this chaos, there's a bit of chaos. This chaos here for you, Capricorn, is going to be a gift. And if you can really tune in and find the essence of the situation, keep your centered, keep your cool, you're going to receive the gift. You are going to receive this gift. Out of the chaos rises that phoenix. In your home life, in your private life, looking back, you feel that something was robbed, something was taken from you. Keep looking back. You keep looking at this loss. And so why I say that is if we look, here we see looking at the loss. Here we see facing the loss. Here we see looking back at the loss. Looking back at the loss. It has you stuck between the past and stuck from moving towards the future. It's almost like you're in a limbo here. You're in between. You're sandwiched between. You are thinking or feeling that you should have done something different, that you should have rushed in, that you should have been more assertive, more aggressive, more different actions. Something you believe you could have, should have, or done something different. Time to cut ties with that thought, Capricorn. When we are looking at the past or worried about the future, we're not in the present. And all gifts occur in the present. And so anytime we're thinking we could have done something different or should have done something different, that our life's journey would have been different, anytime we're doing that, we're really taking away from the gift of the present. And we are really robbing ourselves of the joy that is in the present, regardless of what the situation is going on around us. Time to cut ties with that. Time to let that go. And really enjoy the present. And if you receive an invitation, if somebody asks you or to go somewhere and do something, you receive an invitation, say yes. Say yes to social events. Saying yes to social events, saying yes to this invitation will really help bring in the breath of fresh air that you've been seeking. And it will add to your success in both home and business. There's that something from the past that you keep looking at, that you keep focusing on, is hindering the gift from coming in. You're letting the past affect your present. And until that past stops hindering the present, the gift, the universe cannot bring you in what it is that you seek. I see a sudden change, a partnership, a gift, an end to the stormy weather. Capricorn, sometimes a lesson is in this pain. And Spirit sends those painful lessons to us so that we can remember and that we can appreciate the happier times or the happy times. Appreciate the happier times. And so, Capricorn, let's go back to that energy of the lunar eclipse and how we can use that energy, how we can harness it, so to speak. And this lunar eclipse is going to be supercharged. It's going to be supercharged because it is happening during the new moon phase, which in itself carries a lot of power, and then an eclipse has a lot of power, a lot of energy associated with that. And so when we pair those, we can say that that's supercharged. Why not take advantage of that supercharged energy by setting our intentions? And we can set our intentions with a nice candle ritual. I will post how that candle ritual works in the description box. So after this reading, just go ahead and visit that description box to see how we can create or perform a candle ritual. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Capricorn. Thank you, Capricorn. You have a blessed week.